What's up, Internet? And today we're going to talk about the difference between a semi-automatic pistol and a revolver. Though this video may be common sense, common knowledge to many, it's very important to understand the difference between the two, because though a revolver, for example, generally is associated with other model firearms, it's beneficial to truly understand the technology and the pros and cons of both semi-automatic pistol and a revolver.
Okay, this is a Smith & Wesson 38 Special Model 10.
This is a typical revolver style handgun, and though this firearm may seem very basic and old-fashioned to many, it's essential to value the basic mechanics, because in a real life and death encounter, for example, basic could mean best. The mechanics of a revolver are basic but almost fail-proof. When the operator pulls the trigger, the hammer strikes the primer of one of the 6 loaded cartridges. Once the primer of the cartridge is struck, it ignites the gunpowder in the casing, which forces the bullet through the barrel. The rifle grooves in the barrel spin a projectile as it's forced out of the barrel to assist in the aerodynamics of the bullet as it penetrates the air to find a target.
This is a Smith & Wesson M&P 40 caliber.
The semi-automatic style handgun is more popular with today's preferred technology. Its build was engineered to accommodate for a larger amount of ammunition and was easily adopted for that very reason. Once the firearm is charged, loaded, when the operator pulls the trigger, the primer of the cartridge is struck by the firing pin. Simultaneously, the slide of the firearm is forced back to assist in the exit of the casing, which is ejected out of the ejection port as the bullet of the cartridge is forced through the barrel. The rifle grooves in the barrel spin a projectile as it's forced out of the barrel to assist in the aerodynamics of the bullet as it penetrates the air to find the target. Once the round is ejected from the firearm, another cartridge is loaded into the chamber as the slide returns into battery. Once the ammo in the firearm is depleted, upon the last shot, the slide of the pistol locks to the rear.
The Smith & Wesson M&P semi-automatic, just like other semi-automatics, has something called a magazine. You take the magazine and you fill it up with cartridges that look just like this. In this case, you'll take the magazine and load it into the magazine well. In order to charge the firearm, you'll pull the slide as such. This will actually load the firearm.
The factory Smith & Wesson M&P's magazine can house 15 rounds. Larger capacity magazines can be purchased to hold a larger amount of ammunition. Revolvers are a little bit different. Generally, a revolver can hold up to 6 cartridges. They're loaded into the cylinder of the revolver. Another difference with the revolver is that when a shot is fired, the casing of the round is not automatically ejected like a semi-automatic. Instead, the revolver rotates the cylinder of the firearm after the round is fired by the user, preparing for the next cartridge to be struck. The casings of the revolver have to be removed manually by the extractor rod once the cylinder is pushed out of the battery in order to do so. Though the semi-automatic has an advantage of loading more rounds at a time, it's a much more complex build, therefore is more likely to malfunction than a revolver. A semi-automatic has only one chamber. A revolver has 6 separate chambers. Therefore, if something goes wrong with one of the chambers of the revolver, it has 5 others, and they remain functional, though one chamber is not working. If one of the chambers of a semi-automatic malfunctions, a semi-automatic becomes a brick momentarily. To conclude, though both firearms are from different times, each has its advantages and disadvantages, and it's very important for any operator to understand the difference between the two for gun selection, safety, operational, and/or collection purposes. Thank you for watching our video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. You may also check out our blog for more information on this subject and register for future CPL classes at DetroitCPL.com. Thank you.